Poets and literary artists from around the area had an opportunity to come out and share their work with the local community. The Attleboro Arts Museum hosted its annual Poetry Slam late last week. The event offered poets a chance to perform and compete against each other in a friendly literary competition. We spoke with Poetry Slam master Simone Beaubien about the event.
Do you ever feel this outpouring of energy, excess warmth inside your body that vibrates from the core of you? Sometimes I'm so full to the brim that I overflow. If this energy were a light, I'd be blinding, this shining beacon, a grounded sun orbited by people. We owe it to ourselves. Give in to that primal need. Hug each other, touch each other, love each other. Feel the warmth as your hands close over someone else's. This light needs to shine and you need to let it.
Good evening. My name is Simone Beaubien. I'm the Slam Master of the Boston Poetry Slam and the host city director for the 2013 National Poetry Slam. And I'm here at the Attleboro Arts Museum, right in downtown Attleboro, where I get to coordinate an annual poetry slam every year for the Attleboro Arts Museum and Mim Fawcett, the director. We're very lucky to be invited back here every year. It's a great crowd and a really fun event where we get to perform poetry and, have a little sort of literary jousting match. The art of Poetry Slam is competitive. It was designed to create an extra show to bring a different kind of life to poetry than you might be accustomed to. Sometimes when we think of poetry, we think of it as written down and only being interacted with in a very flat kind of way. And bringing it to the Attleboro Arts Museum as a poetry slam is one of the ways we can bring the whole community into it. So it's really fun for us. And we're just pleased to be invited back here year after year. It's a really wonderful community. We're glad to bring it to this art museum, and it's just a wonderful space to get to bring our art to. So thank you for that, Attleboro.
You are right to be worried when we stop kissing you back. You are right to be worried when you say, I love you, and all we poets can muster is, I know. It's a way of saying, stop telling me that. Stop telling me things I already regret. We aren't going to write about you anymore. Hi, my name is Melissa Newman-Evans. I am a poet who just performed at the Attleboro Cash Slam. I am a Boston poet. I currently live in Cambridge. I've been performing poetry dedicated since like 2007. So how do I keep all this stuff in my head is kind of actually a complex question. It's years and years of practice. I have been doing this since 2007, like I said, and it's just drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. But also making sure that you don't get locked into one performance of the poem or one phrasing or one way of being like, here's a joke, ha-cha-cha-cha, and then if the audience doesn't laugh, you're screwed. So you've got to be flexible with it, but still have all the words be there whenever you're making the leap from line to line. So it's a lot of work, and you've got to run the poem before you're going to do it every time because you might have forgotten a stanza. It takes a lot. Being in front of an audience is really gratifying. I've been a writer pretty much my whole life. I kind of started as a fiction writer and morphed into a poet. So getting lauded for my writing in front of lots of people really directly and not in an impersonal acceptance or rejection envelope is really, really gratifying. I've tried to give back as much to the poetry community as I have gotten from it, and I've gotten so much from it. So yes, I do love being part of this. All my friends are poets now, which is both awesome and terrifying because they're all really talented, and it's terrifying to have really, really whip-smart, talented friends because they all could surpass you at any moment.
At the rehearsal dinner, the groom introduces me to his new friends thusly. This is Spak. He's a poet from Boston. Which is deeply surreal. Because when people who aren't poets use the word poet, they never mean poet.
Hi, I'm Kevin Spak. I just featured here at the annual Attleboro Cash Slam and Youth Slam, and been doing this for about 10 years now. Is that right? That's crazy town. That can't be true. But poetry and Poetry Slam is just, it's an art form that allows you to connect as both a performer and a writer in a way nothing else really allows you to do. There's something really amazing about the oral tradition that we're engaging in here. Now, I was lucky because I didn't have to get scored tonight. But one of the scary things about Poetry Slam is we have scores and we have judges, and it's the reason we do that is because it gets people to listen more closely to what you're doing, and it hones your work so that when you read, you're doing things that people are going to connect with because you have to, because you've been trained to do that by the fact that you've had to compete. We got a great crowd. It's always awesome to do this. We do this every year, every April, and you can find more about me and more about everybody, most of the people you're going to see here tonight at bostonpoetryslam.com. That's the site for the Slam at the Cantab Lounge. You can find out more about the National Poetry Slam at nationalpoetryslam.com. And yeah, you should check it out.